Hello and welcome back to Have Your Say, one-on-one shadowboxing. My guest is Benny Venda, a freedom fighter from West Papua. And he is fighting to stop the genocide in Paradise.
Thank you.
Benny, we got into that stage when we got this frustrated, not well-managed referendum in 1969, and West Papua became the place for genocide instead of having and maintaining the place of paradise. What happened? Because so many things happened after. So Indonesia is felt free to occupy and keep occupy West Papua?
Yes, after they took over, since 1969 so-called referendum or act of free choice, we West Papua call act of no choice. That even after that, the massacre continue until present day, and currently I'm speaking, massacre still continue.
So how many people died in that past 50 years?
500,000 men and women and children has been killed by hand of the Indonesian military and Indonesian military.
How did they kill them? So I don't remember having the Papuas, getting the machine guns and fight against the army of Indonesia. Why they killed the 500,000 people?
They're just trying to wipe out entire population. Secondly, they want to control our resources. Thirdly, they really want West Papua, want to keep West Papua at their territory, and brought a lot of migrants and to minimize the entire population. I really worry that 30 years time my people will disappear, like what happened in here in Australia and in North America. So I want to stop. I want to see my people access their own land, and that's what I want to see, my people free.
So you said the Indonesians bring in lots of migrants. Where are the migrants coming from? From Indonesia?
Yes, that's coming from the Java, Sumatran, Sulawesi, and Kalimantan. Fill the gap. They take our lands and by military force and bring in a migrant to settle. And those people they don't know what happening, what's going on in West Papua, and they don't know the Indonesia illegally occupied that they brought them. So they don't know. They are people, just ordinary people. They're just looking for better life. So that's
So
now.
how's the population mix of West Papua now? How many people, West Papuans, aboriginal people living there?
This is a very good question, because you could look at the Papua New Guinea population compared to West Papua at 1960 or 70. At the time, population was 50-50. And Papua New Guinea population now 7.5 million.
Yes.
West Papua from 1960 until today 2.5 million, plus migrant in 2 million now. So where is the rest of 400,000? Where they gone? This is a big question.
So what do you think, knowing your family is part of this whole freedom movement, including your father, why and how the Indonesians get away with in 1969 with this occupation? Why the big nations led them to occupy? How can they manage to get the agreement of Britain, Australia, the Dutch, and the Americans? Why?
One thing that Indonesia play clever game. They really want West Papua. So if one threat that Indonesia use, a strategy that use, okay, if they ask the Dutch, that's not want to give the West Papua to Indonesia. The trick that they did is, we join Cold War or join the Vietnam or Russia. If Dutch or big power like Britain or Australia not give West Papua, we will join the Cold War. Then this big power, America and Britain and Australia, they worry, okay, let's give it. Dutch, force the Dutch. In fact, that
so sacrificing the West Papuans like the sacrificial lamb, yes, on the altar of imperialism and capitalism.
That's what happened.
That's wonderful, guys. That's still happening in the 21st century. Okay, Benny, what do you think? What's your hope? How this situation can be changed?
Yeah, that's My belief the people power can change because that's why I'm coming to Australia, particularly in Perth, because people of Australia have experienced tradition to support people of East Timor struggle. Even governments are always in line with their trade and economy and politics, geopolitics. But I believe that people of Australia, ordinary people, they support East Timor struggle. And 14 years ago, now they got independent. I think the same support they lend to West Papua because West Papua is right here.
But Benny, has West Papua got gas and oil? Because that's what East Timor got, and that's why they got the support from Australia. Hooray, to get the oil and the money out from these people. So it's a new way to occupy them and give them some freedom and get the resources from them. So that's not really something which is very honorable, is it?
Yeah, that's right. It's no one can deny this is what all around the world happening. But my aim is I don't want to Indonesia killing my people. That's the first. And I don't want to Indonesia illegally occupied and run my country and rob my people alive and destroy our culture, destroy our environment, destroy our way of life. And so that's my aim to get a freedom. Then after freedom, there's a way to negotiate with this company or this a company like, for example, Rio Tinto and BP and Freeport McMoran, because that's my aim, how to stop the genocide. That's my aim.
So that's what you're fighting
Yes.
for. Now you got your tour in Australia. What's the name of your tour and why you travel around in Australia?
It's called Breaking Silence. They organize this. I have a little office here in Perth called Free West Papua Campaign WA, and led by Alpius Meage is a leader, and Jay and Aloha based here. So these two are organized by this group to Breaking Silence tour, and to educate the ordinary people of Australia to understand about our struggle. Because 50 years of our struggle, nobody hear our cry for help, support, because Indonesia able to ban journalists, Amnesty International, Red Cross, Peace Brigade, all the NGO are banned entering West Papua. 50 years in the history of our struggle.
So not much could come out from West Papua.
That's why you
for
never
the people,
heard.
What's happening there. I understand that, but you are not in West Papua anymore. So why you left the country and where are you now?
I'm exiled in United Kingdom because 2000 I led massive movement in West Papua peacefully and leading my people toward independence for West Papua. But Indonesia put me in prison just simply peacefully, and they charged me 25 years just holding our flag. I didn't bring them my flag, but that flag can charge me 25. They want to kill me inside the prison 3 times, assassinate me. I managed to run away. Now I'm exiled in the UK. British people, British government allow me to stay there. That's freedom I use to educate the world to understand. And I just want to see my people free from Indonesia.
It's very honorable. Benny, how do you got the funds and where the money coming from for your fight?
This fight is people out there, particularly in Australia and in Britain, people are really understand that because this is a humanitarian issue, and people donate through website and individually donate, and we're also selling the CD as a printed T-shirt. It's political campaign, so it's very difficult.
Raising your own money and you got donations.
And there's a very good heart people, very good generous people out there always contribute. Even
any organizations give you grants as well?
There's one organization called Bertha Foundations. They always just support people who are particularly activism, but not the other group, but mostly do fundraising. All our friends and solidarity from Australia and UK. It's really, some musician, some art. They contribute, they paint the art and send it to us, and we sell it on the website.
That's all very nice.
It's amazing. People believe in justice and freedom.
So how do you think, Benny, you can convince with your tour the Australian population to see what injustice is happening in West Papua when they are living in Australia, when similar injustice always happened and still happening with Aboriginals until today?
Yes, absolutely. I recognize that West Papua case is killing by military and
Yes.
the military illegal occupation.
And are they ever thought about fighting back
There is
with weapons?
at the moment there is elderly in the bush. They defend themselves because the military entering their territory. They always defend. I call home guard. But now the new generations are different way to approach Indonesia, because when we 1970, 60, 80, the elderly fighting with the bow and arrow and with the little gun raid from the stolen from the post, military post. They're fighting, but that's not really hear our cry for. But as soon as we coming out, under my leadership at the time until today, we coming on the street peacefully, and then they can hear our voice louder. That's it, because the world changing and so-called democracy. I don't know what the democracy mean, but that's...
I don't know either,
Yeah.
Benny, so you're not better off or worse.
Even that, but then I think that's a more powerful weapon to show the world that, because at the time the Indonesia using, they are fighting because of injustice from economy and because of social justice, environment justice. But now, no, on the street, no, we want to independent. In fact, that I setting up Free West Papua campaign, and Free West Papua campaign purely fighting for independence. It's not economic justice, social justice. No, this is purely fighting for the freedom of my people. So that's why I'm touring here. Breaking silence is, you can break the silence through the music, through the art, through the dance, through the sport, through the rugby, any kind of form to support that break the silence. That's why I'm here.
Benny, I have to wish you good luck and health for the long fight.
Thank you.
For the freedom of West Papua.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
And next week, same time, same channel. Have your say. One-on-one shadow boxing.